Hello, what's up YouTube? It's the FNW21 Gamer here, and welcome to my second ever Pokemon Challenge Run. After my first Pokemon Challenge Run, I wanted to do a second one, despite how much work was put into it, as I was really proud of that video. It was my first ever big project on my channel, and it taught me how to video edit. I knew that the second challenge run had to be something big, so I decided to have it star the Pokemon of, at the time of writing the script for this video, the most popular video on my channel to date. Today, we're going to see, can I beat Pokemon Platinum by using only Riolu? Inbound. Riolu's evolution line is probably my favorite evolution line out of all of the baby Pokemon, besides Peaches of course because Pikachu is best boy. I am just gushing over Riolu and Lucario. Because of this, I went ecstatic when Ash eventually got Lucario in Pokemon Journeys, and got a little emotional when I lost one Riolu and caught different one there in my Blazing Emerald playthrough. I don't know why, but the one where I caught Riolu is currently the biggest video on my channel, so I decided to thank you guys for all of the views by making a second challenge run with this cute little powerful puppy. Statistics-wise, Riolu is one of the better baby Pokemon, but stats are still lower than the first form Sinnoh Stars. Its only decent stat is its attack, and all of its other stats are below average. Speed comes close though. As for its moveset, by level up, it's not ideal. Only 3 Flying-type moves and only 2 I can use to actually attack. Counter just counters physical attacks with twice the power. I don't think Riolu's tanky enough to make use of it. Force Palm paralyzes opponents, but slow in power, and Reversal gets stronger the less HP Riolu has, which is kinda dangerous for Riolu since it's kinda frail. By TM though, Riolu's moveset is huge, so much so that I had to split it up in editing in order to make the text big enough to read. I don't think I can make use of most of these moves though, but there are a few good ones in here. Earthquake, Poison Jab, especially Shadow Claw, but my biggest hope of getting in this run is Drain Punch, a Fang type move that Riolu can use to heal by half of the damage it does to its opponent. I really want that move. That effect is strong. If not, Brick Break has a higher base power than in Generation 4, so I guess that could work too. Via Move Tour, meanwhile, there are 2 moves that caught my eye, Ice and Thunder Punch. Both of these moves can be useful for countering flying types, but I think I'll prioritize Ice Punch. This game has a ground type trainer in the Elite Four, and the Pokemon Champion has a dual ground and dragon type on her team. Both of these will be immune to Thunder Punch, but Ice Punch could serve as a very useful counter against them. Alright, let's explain the rules. In combat, I'm only allowed to use Riolu and Val. I can't use glitches or exploits, so I need other Pokemon to use as HM slaves, but I won't be allowed to use those Pokemon in Val. No items in Val either, although Pokeballs and items outside of Val are allowed. I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so I don't know if I can win this or not yet. I think the Rock, Ice, and Steel type gyms will be a breeze, but the Psychic type Elite Four member is going to be brutal. Make your guesses on whether I can win this or not in the comment section below. Let's do this. Okay, so I needed to download a data simulator with the same software I downloaded the Universal Pokemon Randomizer on, but was able to use it to replace Turtwig with Riolu. I opted to replace Turtwig so that our rival would have Chimchar, which will probably be the hardest for us to fight. Piblup's final evolution is Empoleon, a part Steel type, making it weak to Fang, and while Torterra is the physically bulkiest of the Sinnoh Stars, which will on paper make it the best counter for the physically attacking and frail Riolu, remember that Riolu can learn Ice Punch, an Ice type move, which is double super effective against the Grass and Ground type Torterra. And yeah, I did just say that Riolu can learn Earthquake via TM like a minute ago, but spoiler alert, that's not going to end up being a part of our final moveset. Right after getting Riolu, we're immediately thrown into our first rival battle with our neighbor, Barry. I didn't have any attacking move other than Quick Attack, so I spammed that while he used Leer twice and hit us with Scratch. And it didn't do much. Huh. I thought that would do more given how frail we are, at least according to our base stats. Anyway, it only took 4 quick attacks to take out Chimchar, winning us the fight, and we hit level 6. Okay, so I forgot that you nicknamed your star Pokemon at Professor Roran's lab in Sand Gym Town in this game, so I ended up doing so later on in Eterna City where I ran into the name rare. I ended up going for the nickname Baby Puppy, because I think Riolu is adorable. After warping back to our house, I'm finally able to check on our powerful baby little puppy. Our nature is lax, so more physical defense but less special defense. Okay, that's probably why Scratch didn't do much in the rival fight. And I guess this could make Counter more playable? I don't know, I guess I'll have to wait and see in the future. Speaking of which, our moveset is Quick Attack as I had mentioned earlier, Foresight which negates the opponent's evasion stat boosts and allows Riolu to hit Ghost-type Pokemon with normal and Fang-type moves, Endure which allows Riolu to survive any attack with at least 1 HP but can't be used consecutively, and Counter, which we learned at level 6, which damages the opponents by twice the damage we took, but only works for physical attacks. Our ability is Inner Focus and we can't flinch, which will be very useful since, due to our frailty, well, I guess more special frailty than physical, but anyway, the less turns we lose to flinching effects, the better. After that, we grind on the first routes of the game. I have to get Baby Puppy up to level 11 so that he can learn Force Palm. Like I said earlier, it's a Fang type move. It's not very strong, but has a 30% chance to paralyze the opponent. That ability could come in handy, and since the first gym is a rock type gym, any Fang type move is better than the normal type quick attack that we have right now. When we got to Professor Oren's lab though, something weird happened. When he checks over Riolu, he shows surprised I evolved already. I didn't know that he did that if you evolved your star Pokemon before you reached his lab. I think that's a great attention to detail on the developers' part. But Riolu isn't an evolved Pokemon. In fact, it's a baby Pokemon. So why did Professor Oren say that? Anyway, he and Don also say that it's great that I'm treating him with love and care, which I thought was pretty wholesome. While training on Route 202, we finally reached level 11 and learned Force Palm. This will be useful in the Rock Gym. After that, we fire Rival again at the start of Route 203. I'm worried since he has a Starling now too, but just used Quick Attack and we one-shot with Force Palm. Chimchar survived a Force Palm on red health, but got paralyzed and couldn't move, losing its chance to attack. So we just knocked out with Quick Attack, winning us the fight. Eventually, we reached the Orberg Gym and took on the local gym leader, Rurg. I figured that I'll have an easy time here since Fang types resist rock type moves and we learned Force Palm a while ago and Reversal just recently. And I was right! Geodude and Cranidos were both one-shots with Force Palm, but Onix managed to survive one on red health. He only used Stealth Rock though, which was useless since we're not switching out. I tried to finish him off with Reversal, but Rurg used a potion to heal him up a bit. But we easily just took him out with another Force Palm, easily winning us the fight with a no-hit sweep. After that, we have our first turn with Team Galactic, having a double ball against two grunts with Dawn. Purloin hit first with Fake Out, but Riolu didn't flinch thanks to his Inner Focus ability, and counterattacked with a super effective Force Palm, one-shotting it. Stunky only used Focused Energy and Pebble Pit with a weak Pound. After that, Riolu knocked Stunky out with a critical Quick Attack, winning our team the fight. Later in the Ravaged Path, we used the Rock Smash HM in order to reach the team for a Rock Tomb and teach it to Baby Puppy. It's a Rock-type move that lowers the opponent's speed. It's not very strong, but it gives Riolu a method of hitting Ghost-type Pokemon without using a turn per Ghost-type each to use Foresight. And it will cover for Riolu's weakness to Flying-type Pokemon. And later at the Valley Windworks, I hunt down and catch some Pachirisu. Why, you may ask? Well, remember in my last challenge run where I caught a bunch of Meowths because of their pickup ability? Well, Pachirisu have a chance of having the exact same ability. So just like Meowth, I can use them to continuously supply myself with items. This will be really useful. A little while later there, and we fight Galactic Commander Mars. Zubat was a one-shot with Rock Tomb, and Purgly tried to flinch us with Fake Out, but we didn't thanks to Inner Focus, so we countered with Force Palm, one-shotting it and winning us the fight. Easy Vic. In Eterna City, I get an Explorer kit from another guy's house, which allows me to go underground to mine for various items. I use this to hunt for blue shards. This will be important later. After that, I take on the local gym and its leader, Gardenia. Turtwig just barely survived a Force Palm with a sliver of health, but got paralyzed and set up a Reflect, which halves damage from physical moves, which is basically all of our attacks. I tried to finish him off with Quick Attack, but she used a Super Potion to almost completely heal him. Another Force Palm took Turtwig to red health and he uses Sunny Day to set up Sunlight, which means we're in trouble if one of Gardenia's Pokemon knows Solar Beam, Synthesis, or, though most unlikely, a Fire-type move. One last Quick Attack finally took Turtwig out. Cherim is up next, who transforms into her Sunshine form thanks to the sunlight. Force Palm paralyzed her too, causing her to be unable to move. Reflect wore off after that, so we took her out with another Force Palm on the next turn. Last is Roserade, who's half Poison type, so she'll resist Fang type moves like Force Palm. So I used Rock Tomb while she used Stun Spore, so we're the ones paralyzed this time. We trade Rock Tomb and Magical Leaf, and she has Citrus Berry while the Sunlight wore off. One trade between the same two moves later, and we won the fight. After that, we faced Commander Jupiter in the Galactic base nearby. Zubat had me worried, but thankfully we one-shot her with Rock Tomb. But Skuntank was a bit tougher though. A Force Palm took her to half health, but she has Citrus Berry to heal and lowered her defense with Screech. Another Force Palm took her to red, and she tried to lower her accuracy with Smokescreen in a desperate attempt to survive longer. It didn't work though, and we took her out with Quick Attack, winning us the fight. Next up is a Hard Home Sea gym and its leader Fantina, a gym leader that uses Ghost types. The only move that I have that can hit Ghost types right now is Rock Tomb, which isn't very strong and has low PP, and in Generation 4 misses 20% of the time. And the gym ended up becoming way more of a problem than I had originally thought. Not just because of Rock Tomb's low power and PP even after using a PP up, but also because Fantina's first Pokemon, Duskull, knows Will-O-Wisp, which is a guaranteed burn move. That not only halves our attack, but also deals chip damage to us every turn. That absolutely destroys us. Ultimately, it took 6 tries to beat the gym, and the key to victory ended up being Rock Tomb never missing once, and Duskull only using Pursuit, a Dark-type move that isn't very effective, allowing us to easily take her out with 2 Rock Tombs. Hunter landed on red health from Rock Tomb and hit us with Shadow Claw, and Fantina used a Super Potion, but 2 more Rock Tombs took Hunter out. Last is Miss Magius, who survived Rock Tomb on yellow health and confused us with Confuse Ray, but we broke through it and hit another Rock Tomb, taking her out, and finally winning us the fight. After getting our 3rd badge, Fantina gives us the TM for Shadow Claw, a Ghost-type move, which is super effective against Ghost-type Pokemon. Oh! That could have been useful to lure a fight beforehand, and yet we're getting this now after we could have really used it. Why, game? Why? We immediately teach it to Riolu to cover its psychic weakness. Next. After that, we have a fight with our rival. Haven't fought him in a while. He starts with Staravia, who has the type advantage, and he has Intimidate, lowering our attack for the rest of the fight. This is bad. Because of the attack drop, Rock Tomb fell just short of taking him out, but he just used Double Team to try and dodge our attacks. Riolu still landed a Quick Attack, so Staravia went down. Weasel was a one-shot with Force Palm, the Spiral Lord attack, and next is Roselia, who resists Force Palm, so I went for a new Shadow Claw since it's stronger than Rock Tomb. And we ended up getting another one-shot thanks to a critical hit. Last is Monferno, and Force Palm brings him to red health and managed to paralyze him while he counterattacks with Flame Wheel. A Quick Attack later, and we win the fight. A while later, we challenge Gym Leader Maylin in Veilstone City. She starts with Meditite, who struck first with Fake Out, for our ability blocked the flinch, and we one-shot with Shadow Claw. Next is Lucario, the pre-evolution versus the half-steel type. Whose advantage will we one-shot with Force Palm? Last is Machoke. Shadow Claw brings it to yellow health, but only used Focus Energy, so we took it out with Force Palm, easily winning us the fight. As a reward, not only do we get our 4th gym badge, but we also get the TM for Drain Punch, a Fang-type move that heals the user by half of the damage it dealt to the opponent. Apparently in Generation 4, it only has the same base power as and half the PP of Force Palm, but the effect is still strong and very useful. I immediately use it on our baby puppy and replace Force Palm and use a PP up one of the Pachirisus picked up a while back on it to increase the PP. And to make up for the lack of power, I gave Riolu a fist plate I dug up while mining to boost the power of its flying-type moves. Now I can really feel the power growing for our powerful puppy. Before we can challenge the Pastoria gym, Barry challenges us to a fight. He starts with Staravia, who has a dangerous type advantage, so I went for Rock Tomb. But it missed, allowing him to use Double Team to boost his evasiveness. Despite that, the second Rock Tomb hit, but Staravia survived on red health, curse you Intimidate, allowing him to use a second Double Team. I tried to finish him off with Quick Attack, but that missed too, and Staravia used Endeavor, a move that brings the target's HP down to the user's current HP, leaving Baby Puppy with only 8 HP. I really needed the second Quick Attack to hit, but it missed, allowing Staravia to hit us with Quick Attack instead, and Baby Puppy, no! Why? Sorry, I got a little emotional back there. Hashtag best boy. Okay, second try. This time Rock Tomb hit Staravia immediately, but still survived and used Double Team. But Quick Attack hit immediately too, so wait to get out. Yes! And then next was Weasel, who was a one-shot with Shell Claw, and after that was Roselia. He survived Shell Claw on red health and used Leech Seed to sap a bit of our health away. But we took it out with Quick Attack afterwards. Last is Monferno, and I go for Drain Punch to regain health. He survived on yellow health, but just used Leer, wasting his only chance to attack. So, one Drain Punch later, we won the fight. After that, we take on the Gym Leer, Crasher Wake. He starts off with a very scary part-flying type Gyarados, who lowers our attack with Intimidate. I go for a Rock Tomb, but missed, while he hit us with Waterfall. The next Rock Tomb hit, taking him to just above half health, but his next Waterfall landed a critical hit, leaving us with 34 HP. Rock Tomb missed again, and his third Waterfall took us out! No! Second try. This time Rock Tomb did miss and Gyarados used Waterfall again. Rock Tomb hits a second time and Gyarados didn't land a critical hit this time. I tried to take him out with Shell Claw since I thought that Quick Attack wouldn't be enough from Intimidate lowering our attack, but Wake used a Hyper Potion to keep Gyarados in the fight. We hit Rock Tomb again and Gyarados used Brine to take us down to red health. I really needed Rock Tomb to hit one last time and it does! Taking Gyarados out! Yes! Next up was Floatzel, and I immediately used Drain Punch to get back some health. And we ended up landing a critical hit, knocking Floatzel out, and getting a ton of health back. Alright! Last is Quagsire, and we used Drain Punch to get more health back, while he used Mudshot to lower our speed. We're still faster though, and the second round of that later, Quagsire is at a sliver of health. Quick Attack would have definitely finished him off, but Wake used another Hyper Potion. We used Drain Punch again, and Quagsire used Yawn, making us drowsy. If we don't take it out the next turn, we'll fall asleep, and we'll really be in big trouble then. Fortunately though, one last Drain Punch was enough to take him out, winning us the fight. After that, on Route 212, I found a guy in a house who teaches moves to Pokemon for shards. For enough blue shards, he teaches a Pokemon Ice Punch, an Ice-type move with a chance to freeze the opponent. This is why I've been mining blue shards with the Explorer Kit, to teach Baby Puppy Ice Punch. This will be useful for stronger flying types and in the Elite Four later in the game. Baby Puppy just keeps growing stronger. In the ruins of Celestic Town, we have our first fight with Galactic Leer Cyrus. He starts with Sneasel, who's a Dark and Ice type, so he was an easy one-shot with Drain Punch. Next was Golbat, who was a one-shot with Ice Punch. Last was Murkrow, who was also a one-shot with Ice Punch, giving us an easy, no-hit punching sweep. Later in Kenalev City, we fight our rival again. He starts with a dangerous Staraptor with Intimidate, so our attack is down the entire fight. Thankfully, Ice Punch was strong enough to one-shot him. I'm really glad I got that move. Next was Infernape, who I had no counters for. I decided to go for a Drain Punch, which brought him to yellow health, while he countered with a super effective Aerial Ace. Ouch. Another Drain Punch knocked him out and restored some of Riolu's health. Next is Heracross, so I go for Shell Claw, hoping for a critical hit. It doesn't happen, but Heracross is put at half health, and he uses Aerial Ace too! Ag! I then use Ice Punch to make sure I take it out, since it's slightly stronger than Shadow Claw. It works, and Heracross goes down. Drain Punch took the Floatzel next down to red health and completely healed Riolu, and he used Swift for low damage, and Rock Tomb took him out on the next turn. Last was Roserade, who was a one-shot with Ice Punch, winning us the fight. Before I challenge the local gym, I take a boat to Iron Island to train, where I run into a guy named Riolu. In the caves of the island, we team up and absolutely dominate the trainers inside. Look at this Riolu Lucario combo. Hashtag certified good boy tag team. At the end of the tunnel, we run into two galactic grunts who we challenge to a fight. They start with Glameow and Zubat, so I prioritize Zubat since type-wise it's a threat, one-shotting it with Ice Punch, while Riley one-shots Glameow with Force Palm. Next are Krogunk and Houndour, a Flying and Fire type respectively, both threats to Lucario. I target Krogunk, the bigger threat, one-shotting it with another Ice Punch, while Riley one-shots Houndour, who's part Dark type, with another Force Palm. Last are Golbat and Stunky. I again target the flying type of the two, one-shotting it with Ice Punch, while Riley targets Stunky with Metal Claw. It survives and uses Slash on Riolu, dealing little damage. After that, Riley has Lucario finish Stunky off with Quick Attack, winning our team the fight. After the fight, Riley gives me an egg. Ah, cool. I wonder what will hatch in. Oh. Oh no. After that, we take on Byron in the Kenelev City Gym. It should be easy since it's a Steel-type gym and our Fang-type move heals us. He starts with Magneton, who is a one-shot with Drain Punch. Next is Steelix, who survived Drain Punch on low yellow health and used Earthquake for a bit of damage. Another Drain Punch took him out. Last is Bastiodon, who's a dual Steel and Rock type, so Drain Punch easily one-shot him, winning us the fight. Yep, I was right. Easy sweep. After that, Team Galactic blew up Lake Valor, where we fight Galactic Commander Saturn. First up is Golbat, who was a one-shot with Ice Punch. Next is Bronzor, who survived Shadow Claw with a third of its health and used Iron Defense to raise its defense stat. It didn't help though, and another Shadow Claw took it out. Last is Toxicroak, who survived Shadow Claw, a Citrus Berry to heal the half health, and countered with Revenge, a move that doubles in power if the user is hit by the opponent first in the same turn. We survived it easily though, and took her out with Ice Punch, winning us the fight. Oh hey, the egg hatched! And I got another Riolu. Yay. He has a quiet nature and has the ability Steadfast, which raises his speed every time he flinches. But I already have a Riolu, and all of my HM slaves too. So I can't use this guy at all. I don't know what to do with this guy. Anyway, at Lake Valor, we have another fight with Commander Mars. Our first two Pokemon are Golbat and Bronzor, who basically went just like Commander Saturn's. Her last Pokemon is Pergly, and she just stood no chance. She used Fake Out for chip damage, we don't flinch because in her focus, and we one-shot her with Drain Punch, healing the little bit of health we lost and winning us the fight with a clean sweep. After that, we travel up north to Snow Point City and challenge the gym leader, Candace. She starts off with Sneasel, who we already know is an easy Drain Punch one-shot. Next is Frostlass, who's Part Ghost type, making it immune to fighting but weak to Ghost, so Shadow Claw managed to take her out. The last two Pokemon are Embonosnow and Piloswine, who are both easy one-shots with Ice Punch, winning us the fight with a no-hit sweep. Well, save for the hail from Embonosnow Snow Warning. With the Icicle badge under our belt, we can use the HM for Rock Climb outside of Bowl, so I head back to Mount Coronet to reach the TM for Rock Slide, which we needed Rock Climb to reach. Rock Slide's a rock-type move that's stronger and more accurate than Rock Tomb and may flinch opponents instead of lowering their speed. And it hits both opponents at once in double barrels. I immediately use it to replace Rock Tomb, a much needed upgrade that we've needed for a while. After that, we head back to Veilstone City to infiltrate the Galactic HQ there, where we have another fight with the Galactic leader, Cyrus. And it went the exact same way as our first fight did. One Drain Punch and two Ice Punches one-shot all of his team. The only difference is as Murkrow evolved into a Honchkrow. Right after that, we fight Commander Saturn again to save Uxie, Mesprit, and Azolf. First is Golbat, who again is a one-shot with Ice Punch. Next is Bronzor, who got one-shot by Shell Claw this time thanks to a critical hit. Last is Toxicroak, who went the exact same way as our first fight did, except this time she used Poison Jab, and we used a second Shell Claw to take her out. We win. At the top of Mount Coronet, we have a double battle with Barry against Galactic Commanders Jupiter and Mars. They both start with Bronzor, a Psychic and Steel type, so they resist Ghost in this generation, while Barry starts with Munchlax, a normal type. Not a good start for us. I used Shadow Claw on Jupiter's Bronzor, and it and Mars's use Reflect and Light Screen together to resist both physical and special moves, a dangerous defensive combo, and Munchlax uses Screech to lower Mars's Bronzor's defense. Another Shadow Claw takes out Jupiter's Bronzor, while Mars's uses Extra Sensory on Munchlax, who uses Stockpile. Jupiter then sends out Skuntank, so I use Rock Slide to attack both of them. But Bronzor dodges it and uses Extra Sensory on me this time, dealing super effective damage, while Skuntank uses Poison Jab on Munchlax, dealing big damage and poisoning him. Barry has him use Small to heal himself, but the poison puts him at half health. I have Riolu use Rock Slide again, but both of them dodge it this time and use the same attacks on the same targets as last turn, knocking Munchlax out. Barry sends out Staraptor next, who lowers Skuntank and Bronzor's attack stats with Intimidate. Rock Slide finally hits both targets, and Skuntank eats a Citrus Berry to heal, while Staraptor uses Close Combat on Bronzor, leaving it at a sliver of health, while Staraptor's defenses weaken. Bronzor hits Baby Puppy with Extra Sensory again while Skuntank flinches, and the Walls of Light finally wear off. After that, Staraptor takes out Bronzor with Quick Attack, while Riolu takes out Skuntank with Rock Slide. Jupiter and Mars then send out Golbat and Pergly. I use Rock Slide to attack both of them, knocking out Golbat while Pergly eats a Citrus Berry to heal, only to be taken out by a super effective close combat from Staraptor. His defenses are halved now. But that didn't matter, as the last was Mars's Golbat, who I one-shot with one last Rock Slide, winning our team the fight. In the Distortion world, we have our final galactic encounter with Galactic Clear Cyrus. He starts with Houndoom, who was a one-shot with Rock Slide. His next two Pokemon are Crobat and Honchkrow, who are both one-shots with Ice Punch. Next is Gyarados, who lowers our attack with Intimidate. Because of that, he survived a Rock Slide on Red Health and strikes back with Waterfall. I tried to finish him off with Ice Punch, but Cyrus used a full restore to heal him. Thankfully, another Rock Slide finished the job. Last is Weavile, he used Fake Out to make us flinch, but we didn't thanks to Inner Focus, and we one-shot him with Drain Punch, fully healing us and winning us the fight. Right after that, we take on the Distortion World's Giratina. It survived Shadow Claw on low yellow health and countered with Ominous Wind. One Shadow Claw later, and we took it out. I wonder if I should have went with Ice Punch. Finally, we reach Sunny Shore City and take on Gym Leader Volkner. He starts off with Jolteon, who survived Shadow Claw on low yellow health and paralyzed us with Thunder Wave. I tried to finish him off with Ice Punch, but Volkner used a full restore. Next turn, he hit us with Charge Beam, which did low damage, but raised Jolteon's special attack, and we couldn't move due to paralysis. Jolteon hits us with Charge Beam and gets another special attack boost, but we managed to move this time, and we finally took it out with Ice Punch. Raichu missed his Focus Blast and was a one-shot with Shadow Claw, and next is Electivire. I decided to go for Drain Punch to get some health back, and he countered with Thunder Punch and a Citrus Berry to heal. Next turn he used Giga Impact and I countered with Ice Punch. When the dust cleared, Electivire went down. Last is Luxray, who attacked with Thunder Fang while I countered with Drain Punch. He uses Thunder Fang again, and the paralysis keeps us from moving. Luxray uses Thunder Fang once more, bringing us to 14 health, and we can thankfully move and counterattack with Drain Punch to take him out, just barely winning us the fight. Whew, that was close. After Victory Road, we have our final arrival fight with Barry. He starts with Staraptor, who has Intimidate, so our attack is down the whole fight. Thankfully, Ice Punch was still a one-shot. Next is Snorlax, who survived Drain Punch on Red Health due to our lowered attack and countered with Body Slam, for less damage than I thought he'd do. I go for Rock Slide, anticipating a full restore, but Barry didn't use one and I took Snorlax out. Next is Infernape, and I used Drain Punch to heal up a bit while he missed Focus Blast. Another Drain Punch took him out, and next is Heracross. I try to get a critical hit with Shadow Claw, but fails, leaving Heracross with just above half health, and he strikes back with close combat. This lowers his defenses, however, meaning that another Shadow Claw is strong enough to take him out. Next is Floatzel, and I use Drain Punch to heal again, leaving him at red health, and he counters with Brick Break. I use Rock Slide, anticipating a full restore again, but again Barry didn't use one, allowing me to take Floatzel out. Last is Roserade, who was an easy one-shot with Ice Punch, winning us our final rival fight. By the time we reach the Elite Four, we're level 100. Here's our final stats. These look really good for a baby Pokemon. I'm especially impressed with the over 200 HP and near 200 speed. I guess it does make sense though, as Riolu's Pokédex entries state that it can climb 3 mountains and cross 2 canyons in only a single night. Now that's some serious speed and endurance. Make your final guesses on whether or not I can win this thing. Let's do this. First is Bug Trainer Aaron. He starts with the Omega, who was a one-shot with Rock Slide. Next is Drapion, who survived Drain Punch with low green health and countered with a super effective Aerial Ace. Another Drain Punch brings him to red, and his next Aerial Ace lands a critical hit, dealing big damage. I go for Drain Punch again, anticipating a full restore, and I was right. But Drain Punch did more damage than it did before, bringing him to high yellow health, so another one took him out. Huh. I guess I was just in a damage range. Next is Heracross, who went exactly the same way as Barry's. Vespiquen was a one-shot with Rock Slide right after, and last is Scizor, who survives Drain Punch on red health and counters with Iron Head, landing a critical hit. Aaron uses another full restore, so I used Drain Punch again, allowing us to heal a bit. After that, I use Ice Punch to finish him off, winning us the fight. Second is Ground Trainer Bertha. She starts with Whiscash, who survived Drain Punch on just above red health and hits with Earth Power, lowering our special defense, our lowest stat. Seeing this, I used Drain Punch again to heal a bit, but Bertha used a full restore to keep Whiscash in the fight, but it allowed us to heal more in the process. After that, a Shadow Claw took her out. Next was Gliscor, who was a one-shot with Ice Punch. Really glad I got this move. Next was Hippowdon, whose Sandstream ability whipped up a sandstorm, dealing chip damage to us for the rest of the fight. She survives Ice Punch on low yellow health and uses Yawn to make us drowsy. Uh-oh. Another Ice Punch took her out, and Baby Puppy falls asleep, leaving us vulnerable for Bertha to wail on us. Next is Golem, who hits with a strong Earthquake, but the next turn we wake up and attack with Drain Punch, leaving her with a sliver of health and almost fully healing us, while she hits another Earthquake. Bertha used a full restore, allowing us to heal more with Drain Punch, and in the next turn we took her out with Shadow Claw. Last is Rhyperior, who survived Drain Punch, is Citrus Berry to heal, and hits with Earthquake. But all we had to do is hit her with Ice Punch to finish her off, winning us the fight. Yes! I am so thankful that we woke up after only one turn. That could have been awful. Third is Fire Trainer Flint. He starts with Houndoom, who dodged Rock Slide and set up a Sunny Day, powering up Fire-type moves. This could be dangerous for us, especially if the Fire-type moves a special attack. Thankfully, the next Rock Slide hit and one-shot him. The Rapidash and Flareon next are one-shots with Rock Slide too. Next is Infernape, who's part Flying type, so he'll resist Rock, so I use Drain Punch instead, putting him in yellow health, and he counterattacks with a powerful Flare Blitz, landing a critical hit! Combined with Sunny Day, this leaves us at red health, but it did so much damage to us that the recoil damage that he received took him out in the process, and the sunlight finally fades. Last is Magmora, who was a one-shot with Rock Slide, just barely winning us the fight. If one more Rock Slide missed, we will have lost. Fourth is Psychic Trainer Lucian, the fight that I've been dreading for the entire run. I am very grateful that Fantina gave us the TM for Shadow Claw, as it allows to one-shot his first 3 Pokemon. But the fourth Pokemon was Bronzong, who's part Steel type, which resists Ghost in Generation 4. I tried to get a critical hit with Shadow Claw and fail, and it uses Calm Mind, increasing its special attack and defense, making its Psychic type moves even more dangerous to us. Desperately, I used Drain Punch, hoping that the stab will make it powerful enough to take it out. And yes! It does! I'm saved! Woo! The last is Glade was a one-shot with Shell Claw, winning us the fight. Wow. That was actually really easy. Finally, we challenge Pokemon Champion Cynthia. She starts with Spiritomb, who takes Shell Claw and hits us with a super effective Psychic, dealing great damage. I switch to Rock Slide and land a critical hit, taking her out. Next is Togekiss, who survived Ice Punch with red health and struck back with Air Slash. No! Baby Puppy! The second try, and it goes worse. I go for Rock Slide right away and get Spiritomb to flinch, but 2 Rock Slides aren't enough to take it out without a critical hit, and she hits us with a critical hit with Psychic. I go for Shell Claw, but Cynthia used a full restore to heal her. I then go for Ice Punch, but it's not enough, and she hits Baby Puppy with Shell Ball! No! Things were looking grim, but then I remembered something. While I was mining for blue shards to get Ice Punch, I found a hard stone sometime before Fantina's gym. It's a Helldiam that boosts the power of rock-type moves. I equip it to Baby Puppy in order to increase Rock Slide's power, hoping that this will allow us to 2-shot Spiritomb and possibly 1-shot Togekiss. One or the other will prevent us from taking too much damage. Let's hope that this plan works. That strategy worked out beautifully! Rock Slide did end up 2-shotting Spiritomb, and it caused her to flinch, preventing her from attacking us. The move couldn't one-shot Togekiss though, but we got flinch again so he couldn't attack either. Not leaving anything to chance, I go for Ice Punch, but Cynthia used a full restore to keep Togekiss in the fight. We're faster though, so we easily took him out with another Ice Punch. Yet another Ice Punch one-shots Roserade, and next is Milotic. I go for Rock Slide since it's strengthened by the Hard Rock, and it brings her to half health, and I get a flinch again! Amazing! Not chancing it again, I go for Drain Punch for stab and take Milotic out. Next is her ace Pokemon, Garchomp. Too bad she's a dual ground and dragon type, and we have an ice type move in the form of Ice Punch, so we easily one-shot her. So glad I got that move. Last is Lucario, which immediately gave me Gym Leader Maylin flashbacks. And the pre-evolution defeats the half-steel type yet again, as we one-shot him with Drain Punch, winning us the fight and the entire run! Yes! With that victory, we become the new champion and enter the Hall of Fame. Yes! You go, Baby Puppy! Strongest baby boy in all of Sinnoh! That's you! Hashtag strongest baby boy! Haha! That challenge run was actually really great. It was surprisingly easy for the majority of it. I really thought that Lucian would give me the most trouble, but it ended up being Fantina. I mean, yeah, Ghost is immune to fighting, but Psychic is super effective against fighting, so I really thought that would prove to be more of a challenge. I guess I did have Shell Claw by the time I got to Lucian though, so I guess that was a factor. That move would have made Fantina's gym a whole lot easier, I can guarantee you that. Cynthia was starting to look like she would be as much of a challenge as Gary and Pikachu's run in Fire Red, only for me to sweep her thanks to Rock Slide imped with a Hard Stone. That move and item ended up becoming the MVPs in the final fight. I can't believe that Rock Slide got Pokemon to flinch 3 times in a single fight. Someone gotta calc the probability of that in the comment section below, that was crazy. So, the question was, can I beat Pokémon Platinum using only one Riolu in battle? And the answer is, yes, I very well can. 3 cheers for our little baby boy. 1 like equals 1 head pat for our powerful puppy. This was an amazing video to make. I'm not sure what I'll do for another run, so you guys type down what you want to see in the comment section below. I could use the ideas. But for now, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see all of you guys in the next time. Peace out.